Hello everybody, this is Chase with ChaseNCredit, coming back to you again with some more business credit information. Might even be personal credit too. They kind of help each other. In the other video, we was talking about the 5 credit factors that make up a credit score. You know, the 100% pie. When you start slicing them down the middle, what make them up, and in some of that pie, right? You got the credit utilization. You got the credit length. You got inquiries. Got the credit debt. So, you know, you got to keep all those in mind when, one, when you're focused on your credit, and 2, how you use your credit. So it really should be a strategic move, right? When you're actually out there working on your credit, or, you know, chasing credit, because a move you make today can actually affect you tomorrow, or set you up for success, right? So you just can't haphazardly be out there doing things and not expect them to not help you or hinder you come later on when you're ready to make a move, especially when you're ready to make a move to build your business come later on. So that brings us to today's topic: is the number of credit cards you have should fit your circumstances. So so what do we mean by that? Should fit your circumstances? Good question. So what kind of circumstances do you have? So some of those circumstances could be managing those credit cards. You know, so looking at each one, right? Taking in consideration that some you might have had for a longer period of time and had a very good payment history on it, hopefully, and there were very good banks. So those banks could possibly offering a much lower interest rate, right? Because you're a very good client, customer, and because your balance is really low, they could be offering you more credit, right? Because maybe you're not spending as much on them. There's a little bit of inactivity on them, so they're trying to entice you to spend on them. But then you got these over here because they're newer, the card is prettier, or whatever the case is, and you're using those a little bit more, right? And interest rates could be a little bit higher. Maybe you haven't had those for years. Maybe you've had them around the 18-month time, so you've already went through the 0% interest for 18 months, and now the interest rate just hit, right? So now you got a balance on those. So now it could be time to use a little strategy, right? So maybe it's time to figure out, hey, can I transfer some balances between some cards, right? To take advantage of, so say this one has a balance, this one don't. So maybe I could sit here and transfer this balance, right, over to a couple of cards over here, which would allow me, one, to you know, utilize the lower interest for this balance that I had over here, right, which is saving money. That's number one. And then 2, to leverage my utilization, which is still keeping in mind, I want to keep my utilization down below a certain limit. Rule of thumb could be 30, rule of thumb could be 20, whatever the case is. But I want to balance it out where it's keeping me first, right? So the rule, you know, so utilizing the low interest, utilizing the low utilization, I'm utilizing the low payments, right? So I'm working the system, right? They're still all my credit cards, but I'm doing it in a way where it really benefits me. So so when you take all that consideration, I'm trying to look at my circumstances, right? And I'm trying to let it fit, what am I trying to do, right? So keep all that in mind based on what situation am I in. Now, after you have moved some balances, right? Now maybe you're saying, hey, maybe I just go ahead and close some accounts. Now, you want to keep in mind, now we talked about it in another video, what happens when you close an account. Because if you have had that credit card for a specific amount of time, right, why should you close it, right? Because remember now, we just talked about that pie, the length of time, right, is a certain percentage of your score. So why not just keep it open? I mean, especially if you move the balance off it and you're not owing anything, it's just sitting there chilling, then why not just leave it open? There's no balance on it. It's not costing you anything. If anything, it's helping you, right? So it's helping you leverage your credit score, your credit utilization. So if anything, just leave it open. It's not hurting you. It's more of a mind thing. So just leave it open. It's helping your credit score because you got that length of time. It could be 6 years. It could be, 36 months or whatever the case is, right? Because once you close it, that's it. It's zero. But if you keep it open, right, it's 36 months now. But then 3 years from now it's another 3 years added on to that 36 months. 36 months. So keep it open because that length of time will help you. And that length of time on that credit card will only help you get more credit, especially when it comes a day where you say, I'm ready to make a bigger move, like start a business or buy a business. And you're going to need business credit. All that plays a bigger part. There's a bigger play here, right? When it comes to big, business credit, you're going to need that personal credit to help you leverage some business credit. So don't shoot yourself in the foot by getting rid of all your personal good credit because you're tired of looking at it on your personal credit report. When all is just sitting there and it's helping you, just sitting there, simmering in a pot, you're going to need it. And when you need it, they say it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So just hold on, right? There's a bigger play. So hopefully this information helped you, right? So let the amount of credit cards that you have fit your circumstances. So first, sit down, put that little thinking cap on and look at our circumstances. What are we dealing with here, right? What am I dealing with here? I'm dealing with some debt, but I got some credit cards that I've had for a while, and I've been getting these little notices saying, hey, Mr. credit card holder, we want to lower your interest rates because you've been such a great customer, and we just upped your available credit amount because you've been such a good customer, and why not go ahead and buy that new riding lawnmower that you've been wanting? We've been hearing your dreams, whatever, but use that to lower your utilization, and then use that to transfer some accounts balances over, so you can use that lower interest, lower your payments, and then work yourself out of that circumstance. That's kind of like a way of creating a great strategy where you're really just helping yourself. You're not really helping the bank. You're really trying to help yourself, right? So that's kind of like how some other people do it. So just think about that, and all you're get some understanding of how to really leverage credit, right? Because you really can, and make sure you're out there using strategies. Be out there chasing credit, because as Will Smith say, if you're ready, you don't have to get ready. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can get more videos like this. So love talking to you, love spreading this information, and this is Will Chase with ChaseNCredit, and we'll talk to you again soon.